Hi, welcome to Going Insane with Temperance Jermaine. That's me. I think he wants to be in the shot today. He can come. He's the big kahuna gang. Got my cool black protection sound going on. I'm gonna ground out later. I'm gonna take a salt bath, smudge my room, head outside later, hug a tree. How about y'all? Y'all grounding out? How'd y'all sleep? Did you sleep well? I got tired, but I slept really well. Just really slept well. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Yes, let's. Gang. I think Metatron wants to take the lead on this one today. So we welcome Metatron. Gangsta. He's a gangsta. He says, so are you. He's right. He would know better than me how old I am. Because he was there when I was born. Cosmically speaking, get it? He's still older than me. Never alone, people. Fun. Gang. Okay, make me a clear channel. Precise and concise. Fluid. Articulate would be good. Joyful. Edifying. Your message, not my message. Should we do this now? I've tried to do it before. It wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It's always me. I can't deflect onto the archangels that it was their fault. That doesn't work. That's okay, because I'm not trying to be perfect. Shooting at it. I'm aiming at it, but actually I'm a pretty dead-on shot. That's a practice. That's a target practice. Pretty good with a gun, too. My kids, too. The first time they ever shot a gun, they were like, old hat. They impressed their uncle really a lot. And their dad. They didn't surprise me that much because my kids are badasses. They're my kids. And I've always been a good shot, so it didn't really surprise me. Anywho, I guess that's part of the message. But let's shuffle and pull cards. Okay. All right. Hey, Metatron. You're in the lead. Three? Any more? Nope. That was simple. I said, keep it simple, stupid. Yes. Preferably. I like to kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Get it? Kiss. I tell myself that a lot. Keep it simple. Don't work harder. Work smarter. Oh, I guess I'm shuffling again. Are they where you want to be now? Back to this message, please. Which one? That one? Is that it? That one or that one? Okay, Metatron. Whatever, dude. Your way's good with me. New to me. I like new. I like change. This is probably going to be my favorite month in all of my whole life's history. change upon change upon change, death and transformation, death and transformation. I mean, Scorpio, that's like death and destruction. And then Sagittarius is like boom. So like the next new moon or the next full moon can take all that mayhem. Yes, I said mayhem. All that chaos and just mayhem, destruction, and just give it life. That's what the blood's for. They just told me that. The blood is to bring everything back to life. You heard it here first, folks. That was tight. That's tight. I'm not gonna tell you. They said they love me. I love you guys too. Okay. Anything else? No? Wow. No questions when you're here, Metatron. Well enough to know how to get it done right. He says I should be old enough to know better. Apparently I'm not. I'm just a youngster. Even if it is all in my head, it's fun as fuck. I wouldn't know really know all those. Okay, I'm down. Okay then. Let's get this party started. I can't wait to see what today brings. It's Saturday. Oh, by the way, thank you, Michelangelo. I recommend everybody watch this today. It's from Awakening You. See there? Awakening You. Asked me to mention it. So I do. I don't I don't argue. I do not argue. It is very counterproductive to argue with these guys. They are gangsters. The original gangsters. Oh, well. Okay. So every time The Wall comes up, I recommend everybody watch The Wall or rewatch it. Pink Floyd, The Wall, the movie, beginning to end. Oh, that's 11 obstacles, okay? Okay. Okay. We all know about obstacles, don't we? Either we put them up before ourselves or we're trying to jump through hoops on fire for somebody else's garden or expansion. Or thinking we're doing service to others, but we're really not. We're just feeding the matrix. We really need to work our discernment on that, apparently. Start that shit already. Okay. The wall. Obstacles. Being inconvenienced by life. Detours. Non-action. There are moments in your life when you are so geared up, so sure that you are on track, with such drive and momentum, that you are shocked and confused when you encounter the wall. Dun dun dun. I don't like obstacles, but I plow through them. Once I figure out they're there, I'm like, how the hell am I going to get over this wall? Anyway, the unpredictability occurs outside your ability to plan, regardless of if you've done everything right in alignment with the divine. It's imperative that you change your attitude now. That's true. The wall is there. Test, test. Check, check. See if you've done your inner work and if you trust and have faith and if your mind's right or if you have stinking think in previous videos, okay? It's an open book test, people. Just saying. I told you. I told you. I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know. But I told you. It's an open book test. I've been telling you what for a week-ish. Más o menos. It's imperative that you change your attitude now. This temporary roadblock is not an obstacle to blast through. That's what I had to. That's so I said. I don't like obstacles. When I see a wall, I'm like, how the hell am I going to get through this? Well, I, that's what that God shelf, the previous videos, okay? You put on a God shelf, click God dust. Because I can usually blast through it, but I'm there too soon, and I didn't learn the message writing the way through. You know, it's just a temporary thing. Faith and trust and asking Gang Gang to show you what you need to know at this roadblock will get you through it faster. Thank you. Thank you, Metatron. Because there's a it's like was it the I, like was it the Great Race or whatever? They used to have it on TV, right? And they'd go to it and they'd get to a point and then they'd have to go through the obstacle before they could continue. And they always like for prizes or whatever it was called. Anyway, you get the point, right? So you have to do the obstacle, but you get something out of it. The winners, the people who complete it, get something out of it. Very important for the journey ahead that will help them to avoid future obstacles. Oh, that's really great. Thank you, Metatron. Anything else? Patience with yourself, patience with the journey. The bigger picture you can't see. They're all puzzle pieces, not stacked pieces. These overcoming these obstacles will also give us the keys on how to help a soul that's coming up behind us. Teaching tool belt. Trust, trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Control's an illusion, people. We are not in control. Control's an illusion. And you're delusional to want to be in control. Why would you want to be in control of this? You can't even judge another man's heart, much less your own. So, us being in control or even shooting at that is counterproductive, egotistical, prideful, and therein lies the fall. Nice job, Metatron. Anything else? Pride goes before the fall. Okay. Can't argue with that. The, un- that you are shocked and confused when you encounter a wall. This unpredictability occurs outside your ability to plan, regardless of if you've done everything right in alignment with the divine. It's imperative that you change your attitude now. This temporary roadblock is not an obstacle to blast through. This is not an invitation to push harder, cancel other plans, or worry about who will win or lose. If we have that attitude, everybody loses. That's how we got here. Pride comes before the fall. Trust the plan. Believe in the process. Have faith. Believe, 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 believe. Look inside. All the answers are here. This is not a circus. You don't have to jump through hoops. On fire or otherwise, he said. Or worry about who will win or lose. This is a stopping point to enable you to slow down and contemplate the part of the manifesting equation that you and everyone else forgets. Life on life's terms. Man, I'll tell you, that's the sweet spot right there. That's floating down the river, baby. Who doesn't want to be there? Kicking back, floating down the river, looking at the clouds, on Gaia, the emotional blood, the water, the water, the emotion. That's the emotion of Gaia, because water is emotion. The Holy Spirit is water, is represented by water. Looking at the beautiful scenery and the floral and the flora and the fauna, the clouds, and get downloads, you know, nirvana, bliss. Back to the message. Life on life's terms will override your best laid plans. Oh my God! When I say life happened, that's all I have to do to explain to people. I don't go past that. If I say I'm sorry, you know, best laid plans, you know, are made to be broken by life. Best laid plans are there to be broken by life. Because life happens. And we need to not panic that our plan, that you know, our intentions were overridden by life, because that is not the highest path for the greatest good of all, just the small. Moving on. Yes, as inconvenient as it may seem, this experience is an important reminder that you are a human being, not a human doing. We're being, not doing. Perhaps you're perhaps you're being reminded of your perhaps you're being reminded of your mortality, or that you are but a small part of a bigger universe, because we are galactic citizens, people, global citizens, and then in charge of this country, our perimeters. Bigger universe where your destiny intersects with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment, and your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. I was just calling gang, saying, what am I supposed to know? What are my clues? Which direction should I go? Check, check. Left, go right, go right. Stand still, stand still. They'll help you. This is something we should be doing innately without thinking about it, is calling in gang. Having a conversation with, I know it seems a little cuckoo, right? But it's not. It's only cuckoo because they told us it was cuckoo, that they didn't exist. That shocker was not important, but it is. Once you go, Talk to whoever you want because you're part of the one. It's harder to talk to people who are not chakra, chakra, chakra. That's the point to these videos. And for the way showers, to bring on the rest of the way showers for the light worker grid of love that has been anchored down over especially the last 3 years by light workers all over the globe for everybody to tap into. That's what's been going on. That's what's up. Come on aboard. I want to be able to talk to you too, chakra, chakra. And then we have remember in the old day, the party lines? No, we're not that old. Oh, I'm not. But kind of, because the ranch had that kind of a phone line still for a long time. Okay. Maybe I just heard about it. I don't know. I was very young at one point. At one point, I was. Shut up, Metatron. Okay, okay, don't be. Just, don't you want to wake up giggling with a bunch of sassy motherfuckers too? It's fun. They only do it if you can take it. If you don't have a sense of humor, they won't poke fun at you. Not till you loosen up your panty waist. It was me. Nothing. Okay. You can be mad at me for that. Perhaps you're being reminded of your mortality, or that you are but a small part of a bigger universe where your destiny intersects with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment, and your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. Consider that this place of temporary non action is exactly meant to be for you. Perhaps it's because all you desire and have set in motion needs time to coalesce. God does. Collect some God dust. It's okay. Everything else just needs to catch up so that you can enter into your fully developed manifestation. I promise you it's true. It's happened to me repeatedly in life. Previous videos, okay? It's true. By the way, I'm doing great on smoking. Consider this place of temporary non action is meant to be for because it's in motion. Okay. Perhaps it's because all you desire and have set in motion needs time to coalesce into form on the other side. Could it be that all the elements are not yet in place for its manifestation to be for the highest good of all? They are so good at this. Come on, guys, give them a hand. Patience is required now, and the wisdom that this might be a great time to take a break and contemplate gratitude. Oh yeah, to just plop down on your arse and just be grateful because you know they're already ahead of you preparing the way for what you want. That's the way to get that's the way that's the energy you want your manifestations to ride on, gratitude and joy. I cannot accentuate, I cannot stress enough that gratitude is the appropriate attitude at all times. Thank you, God, for my misery. Amy Satori, look it up. It's a video. It's not very long, but it explains. And I use it a lot. And then I didn't have to use it at all. And don't forget, Ho'oponopono. They just reminded me. The Ho'oponopono prayer. Ho'oponopono. It's Hawaiian, okay? Ho'oponopono prayer. Thank you. Thank you. Forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I forget. Sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. I think that's the order. Patience is required now, and the wisdom. Oh, could it be that all the elements are not yet in place for its manifestation to be for the highest good of all? Patience is required now, and the wisdom that this might be a great time to take a break and contemplate gratitude. What is truly yours will never be walled off from you. Just wrap your head around that. Seriously. Eye of the eagle. It's a 9, rising above the fray. I mean, don't you guys find it weird that the same cards keep coming out? So pay attention to that because I mean something needs to get solidified, or you need to back up and back up a few videos or all and watch it all the way through again. Just make sure this is an open book test. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why am I singing her song? I like my song better. Eyes of the eagle. Protection. Inherent trust. Rising above the fray. The eyes of the eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before it all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. In a similar fashion, you too can train your keen eye to discern the workings of humans. Discernment is a muscle, you have to exercise it. Intuition is a muscle, you have to exercise it. And those two together will be the muscle that you exercise for your greater faith. That was tight. That was tight. Thank you. Thank you, Metatron. That was tight. Oh, that was Mary Magdalene. Sorry. That was tight. That was really tight. I love when they do this. Oh, Uriel. I love these gangsters. They are holy gangsters. I like that. Holy gangsters. Yes, yes. So are we, they said. You guys are making me smile too much. The workings of humans. Eyes of the Eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. Gang, gang. Yet react to nothing. Compassionate detachment. Previous videos, okay? It's an open book test, people. Yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. Highest path for the greatest good of all. When it meets obstacles, see, the eagle flies above all creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply rises above them. Rising your frequency when you're dealing with the undefined matrix and the 3D realm of toxic waste and stuff. Just raise your frequency. Stay high vibe. Don't get don't get triggered. Previous videos. If you get triggered, you've got roots. Go do your maintenance. Previous videos, okay? This is an open book test, and you will be tested. So don't think you're just going to float down the river with nothing to bother you, because it's a test to see if anything bothers you. Trust me, I've been through this obstacle course. more than once, and I will be through it again. I don't know if it'll be today. It wasn't yesterday, but it could be today. It could be all day. It could be all week. I don't know. The more you pass the test, the less they test you. Because they don't have to, because you're obviously maintaining your guard in. Okay? Okay. 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 It's an open book test. Simply rise above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment slings and arrows and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over crumbs. I don't fight over crumbs. I don't have to. I am an eagle. Yes, yes. You should say that to yourself. I don't fight over crumbs. I know my worth. I am an eagle. I'm an eagle for the Lord. I am the eagle for the universe. I am a galactic eagle. I am cosmic eagle. Supreme. We are part of the one, people. The ones that are fighting over crumbs have zero faith, zero, zero understanding that they're in a divine or an undivine matrix and that there's a better one. That's our job. Y'all are gangsta. Y'all are gangsters, gang, way showers, ninja seals, spiritual ninja seals. Just understand this about yourself. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you this. This is not a game. This is boot camp. Yeah, and we're up for it. We're up for it. Period. We signed up for it. If we signed since we signed up for it, we're up for it. If you're here, you've already done it. You just gotta, you know, do this obstacle course one more time with, you know, an open book test with consciousness, with consciousness and a sequence laid out, a sequence of subjects that are being tested to see your fortitude and conscious ability to break it down for someone else because you're breaking it down within yourself. Amen. Gang, gang. Gang, thank you. That was tight. Pigeons over crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. Previous videos. If, if the if those low vibe, all jive suck us down in the undivine matrix, if they get a reaction out of you, you can fall 10 rungs that fast. I mean, if you can't handle that, if you can't get higher than their poison can fly, that's tight. If you can't fly higher than their poison can, can reach, then just back up, start over, and try again. There's no shame in that. But you know now where your goal is. You need to aim higher. You need to aim with better foundations and a better maintained garden. It's okay. There's no judgment about where you are along the path. The important thing is that your foundation is strong and you pass the test because the tests are there to see if you have a weakness, because it doesn't serve anybody, especially yourself. No, especially everybody, not just you. It's not just about you. It's like, okay, they're giving me um, the tight, not the 300, whatever, the 300, right? The movie. And we learned how they thought. Sorry, I can't think of the name, and I'm not going to try and struggle so hard. But they would, you know, that's why the old hunchback dude couldn't be one, even though his heart was there. He didn't have the capability to protect, and he couldn't protect and fight. His reach wasn't good enough to block the guy next to him, as you know, as they as was necessary. His reach he couldn't reach far enough, so it affects without being fully developed and trained. Ninja seals, then you are the weakest link, and that threatens the whole. So let that be your motivation. That's tight. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart and your instincts, to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right, and no harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously, which means if you're not ready to admit it to and just go back and press in. There is no shame in that. It's egotistical to think you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. No one's asking you to be perfect. We're asking you to pass the test and to realize that if you haven't passed the test, that you just need more work in that area. So go back and it's an open book test. Go back and see where the hole in your armor is, hole in your wall, like El Paso. I don't think there's any holes here, but down the way there is. Anywho, yes. Good wives. Number 10. Good wives. Adaptability. The fairy, see? It's a tree fairy. I asked the fairies to help me find something. I forget what it was. I wonder if I found it. Oh, I found it. No. Yes, I did. I found it the next time I went to look for it. I was like, fairies, because they're good at that. Sometimes they do it. They hide stuff. They like to play. So it's easier to just ask them where shit is because they know. It's the truth. Okay. Woodwives. Oh, it just got warm in here. It's just so warm in here. Holy Spirit. The crossing. Rite of passage. Initiation. Even the AC just turned on. I mean, but it's, yeah. Anyhow. Oh no, I'm reading the wrong one. Tracy. Oh. How did I do that? Okay. By not paying attention. So simple. Mm. Okay. Woodwives. Adaptability, strong roots, and growth. The Woodwives dance into your dreams as a reminder to be grounded, no matter what life offers you. Be grounded no matter what life offers you. Just, you need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, and what you've learned to date to this point. Just said that. What? They are so flippin' good at this. Yeah, life is going to. You need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate. This is your perimeter, right? Your boundaries, what you'll tolerate, and what you've learned to date, and what boundaries are set so you feel good about yourself. Life is going to. Dang, tight as F. Life is going to offer you something extraordinary now. And in order to learn and receive its blessings, you must remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less. Previous videos, okay? You have everything you need. Open book test. You have all it takes to do this right now. If you also keep reminding yourself to be flexible, you will be amazed by how well things play out for you. Just be flexible. Trust the plan. Believe. Have faith. Work your muscles, discernment, and intuition. And trust that you don't know everything, and that's okay. No one expects you to know everything. They expect you to tap into who does, which is one that they all are tapped into. If they're smart, shocker, shocker, shocker. More freedom, not less. You have everything you need. You have all it takes to do this right now. If you also keep reminding yourself to be flexible, you will be amazed at how well things play out for you. The Woodwives are both wisdom keepers and students of the new world. As these forest spirits have an uncanny ability to adapt to changing circumstances, have an uncanny ability to adapt to changing circumstances and always find the perfect way to grow and expand. They represent what you already know how to do. Learn. Be in beginner's mind. Let go of your rigid notions of how things should be. That's egotistical. Rigid notions of how things should be, and be present. Be in the now, moment to moment to moment to moment. Previous videos, okay? And be present to what is right now, unencumbered by your projections of how you think it should be. Projections, that's putting out onto others what you think should be happening instead of being in the moment and being your most authentic self for that moment and for this moment and for this moment and for this moment and this circumstance and this circumstance and this circumstance. You know, not how we figure this circumstance should be. If, like right now, if you're agitated with me for stopping from reading, well, I'm being my authentic self and you're being projector. You're projecting onto me how you think should be. And this is just an example, okay? If you catch your mind, going, dang, I wish they would just keep this. I wish they do that. I hate when people are not on time. Whatever. That came to my mind. I don't know. You know, just trust that everything is where it's supposed to be because that's where it's at. Always find the perfect way to grow and expand. They ability and then have an uncanny learn. Be in beginner's mind. Let go of your rigid notions of how things should be and be present to what is right now, unencumbered by your projections. Is there a storm brewing because things need to change? No worries. Nothing can uproot you now, and it will pass, and you will dance with nature and move with it all. It's well rooted. You can take the wind. You can take the wind, and the rain is like, bring it. Just bring it. Bring it. Because you're rooted in. You're grounded. You've been through storms before, and you know you'll be fine. Because your roots lasted last time, and they're even deeper this time. Oh, yeah. That's tight. Let that sink in. Thank you. I'm receiving this. I know I'm receiving this. Amen. Nothing can uproot you now, and it will pass, and you will dance with the nature and move with it all. Perhaps you're being given an opportunity to take a chance on something new, and you're not sure how far you can go without losing your footing. Have no fear, for when you remember your roots, your integrity, your authentic self, you can stretch yourself beyond the invisible line you drew, beyond the invisible line you drew. Go for it, and you will be so glad you did. Did you hear what the roots were? Have no fear, for when you remember your roots, your integrity, your authentic self, those are your roots that go deep. It's an open book test. It's all laid out here in this sequence. You will be glad you did. 6. Stars in the sky. Shaka, shaka, shaka. Limitless possibilities. Once you're in deep, once your roots are dug in, your integrity and your authentic self, sky's the limit. Limitless possibilities, period. Once you tap in, shaka, 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 tapping into the one, tapped in, tuned in, turned on. We're still on Earth. I mean, people are there. But we're creating this as a co-creation. It's not about one person getting there first and then manifesting all this stuff for everybody else. That's not what it's about. This is a venture, a co-venture. It's a cooperative. Stars in the sky. Limitless possibilities. Embracing opportunity. When you look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky covering the vast expanse of space, you can count all the stars can you count all the twinks? Sorry. When you look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky covering the vast expanse of space, can you count all the stars twinkling above? Can you imagine that you are only glimpsing a teeny sliver of what is actually there? This is this is the domain of limitless possibility, of the never-ending sea of potential that you yourself are made of and have now at your disposal. Your life right now is alive with possibility and needs your clear focus to hone in. Okay. Your life right now is alive with possibility and needs your clear focus to home in on. What adventure? Why is that sentence? Your life right now is alive with possibility and needs your clear focus to home in on what avenue of exploration most calls to you. It's time to choose and not be distracted by the sheer magnitude of what may be. Be here now. Gather your thoughts and your most cherished dreams. Focus on the brightest star in your never ending sky and take small steps, small movements towards calling this glittering potential into reality. If you can imagine this and hold that vision, you will summon all the celestial helpers and guides to your aid. Oh, helpers and guides to aid you in bringing it to fruition. Keep your focus on the essence of potential rather than the form of it. Keep your focus on the essence of potential rather than the form of it. The universe has its own ideas of how best to serve you and all of us, the highest path for the greatest good of all, to serve you and all of us at the same time. Trust this as fact rather than theory. I know it's fact because I've exercised my faith muscle through my discernment and my intuition. It's strong. And I mean, if you believe me, if you believe that my integrity is all I've got, and that I would never lie, especially about something like this at all. I don't lie at all. I can't. Ugh. It makes me kind of want to puke. Um, but this this is tight. This is no joke. Keep your focus on the essence of potential rather than the form of it. The universe has its own ideas how best to serve you and all of us at the same time. Trust this as fact rather than theory, and you ought not act surprised when your dreams come true, for they surely will, exactly how you need them to. Amen. Thank you. My goodness. Next, 5. Healing the heart. Yep. Light workers, empaths, twin flames, star seeds, star children. It's all about the heart. That means in its greater scope that it has to get broken. We wouldn't know what we're transmuting. We wouldn't know what other people are going through. So we get usually a double, triple, quadruple portion, whatever we've gambled on previous videos, okay? Whatever we gambled, we can handle in this life. To take on that portion, to transmute it, to help in the ascension on purpose. It's easier to heal your heart when you understand that you asked for it to be broken that bad so that you could come through on the other side with still wanting to heal your heart and move forward. Let's see what they have to say. That's from experience, but it's also a channeled message because they brought it to my attention because of my experience, and it is for this message. It's their message, not my message. But they can use my experiences, my understanding of my walk, because I broke it down, broke it down, broke it down. I pressed in, and I so that I can break it down for others. But they can use it now in messages like this. That's why I get to say messages like this. Hi. And this message is this healing the heart is right before let it go, which we've had before, okay? A couple times, maybe 3 times. Previous videos, okay? Healing the heart, key concept. Healing, making amends, the willingness to release past pain, being responsible and accountable, taking time to get healthy, renewal and rebirth after suffering. When you are wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup or a betrayal. I don't doubt that in the slightest. And I don't want to take away that experience. And I'm not going to apologize for your pain because I know that pain, my pain, served me well to come into compassionate detachment and float down the river in true radical forgiveness, always unconditional love, and radical honesty and authenticity. As we've learned, those are the three radicals that we need to do and embrace to be our best selves, because we're not about being doing their garden and we're not asking them to do ours, and we're not jumping through their hoops on fire or otherwise, and we're not asking anybody to jump through hoops for us, because we are responsible for our own dadgum selves. We are the mirror to what's going on in our environment and we are responsible. Nobody else is. Previous videos, it's an open book test. Moving on. I can empathize with your pain. And your journey had to go through it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have. So, moving on. When you are wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup or a betrayal, lost someone close to you, or lost an affiliation that you gave too much power to. Let that sink in. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and can never be rushed. The path to healing the heart centers on reciprocity, reciprocity, reciprocal behavior patterns, reciprocal give and take, even give and take. You don't just take from somebody and then not give back. They do. The toxic waste mongers, the swamp monster, the 3D swamp monsters, ugh, the undivine matrix dwellers that try to tap us from our tap into our energy, that we give it away. If they have it, if they have energy to work their negative stuff, that is negative is passive, they need energy. If you're feeding them, then you are responsible for that. You are accountable for that. You need to start at the beginning and start. Those are the first videos I talked about. It's an open book test. An affiliation that you gave too much power to. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and can never be rushed. The path to healing the heart centers on reciprocity, the flow of giving and receiving. Sometimes wounding occurs because we've become too dependent on another. Codependency, right? And this is accompanied by the desire to manipulate or control an outcome. This is accompanied by the desire this is accompanied by the desire to manipulate or control an outcome. Both wounding and healing usually begin within, not from the outer conditions of our lives. We often believe we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self-sabotaging way we think and behave. We often believe we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self-sabotaging way we think and behave. It is important to take steps to heal yourself and become willing to release the pain of the past, which can be tempting to revisit. It is important to take steps to heal yourself and become willing to release the pain of the past. Release the pain of the past, which can be tempting to revisit. Ugh. Thanks anyway. I'm over that. It's time to take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Put the mirror to yourself, people. You can't deflect onto other people. Your portion. And if you're involved, It's because you invited it in and you allowed it to stay. Put the mirror to yourself. Previous videos. Egos, triggers, and triggers, and egos. I think that's the title. Take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Look for ways you can help yourself and others. Are you willing to make amends if needed? Or, or conversely, accept someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? Amen. That is tight as fuck. Tight as F. Are you willing to make amends if needed? Or conversely, accept someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? It's their journey. We don't get to weed nobody else's garden. We're not asking anybody to jump through hoops on fire or otherwise. Healing the heart, healing the heart in all aspects is your priority now. Nothing else matters. Only beauty and goodness will come as the result. The heart, it's all about the heart, okay? Healing the heart in all aspects is your priority now. Nothing else matters. Only beauty and goodness will come as a result. They're so good at this. There we go. 6. Out of all the cards, like, do you see the repeating? Do you see the repeating ones? And then they have to build on that, and they tie it together. They're so good at this, and they know you can handle this stuff because you guys are ninjas. You're freaking badasses, spiritual ninja seals, gangsta, gang, gang. Give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, yeah. Heck yes. Heck yes. Yui. Get on, little doggy. I don't know. Yeah. Don't get too loud in here. Let it go. Key concepts: forgiveness, healing. Okay, forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood. Oh, that's why Metatron. Read the banner in the beginning. I'll put it at the end too today. The Metatron banner. Stop the screen or whatever and read what all it says there. Thank you, Metatron. You're a badass. Letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind, you to a destructive story, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story, releasing pain so you can move into the lesson it offers. Relinquishing the need to be right. Relinquishing the need to be right. Nobody wins if your need to win surpasses everything else. It's not the highest path for the greatest good of all. It's for the small. For the small. Okay. Check, check. Check, check, check. There are times in life when you must forgive lest you become a hostage of your anger, frustration, disappointments, and resentments. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. Videos, okay? Forgiveness, there's two. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible The invisible cords. They told me that we're going to do this one and then I'll do a part two. That's why I stopped. Sorry. I'll finish this. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords. Snip, snip, Michael, Michael, Michael Angel, help me. That's what I do. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends. Rather than allow this folly to repeat, surrender the situation to your higher power. Previous videos, okay? And just calling Gang Gang. Say, Metatron, help me. Yes, yes, yes. Do a bird's offering prayer, letter to heaven. It works. It works. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. I am not playing. These are tried and true. You can adjust it to anything that feels more comfy to you, more appropriate, whatever. Do you? These are just, tips and tricks that work for me. Surrender the situation to your higher power. Now is the time for radical forgiveness. Say no to drama in all forms and forgive yourself and others for engaging in it. Consider the ancient Hawaiian practice. Oh my God, they are so good at this. Should be right. Right there, Kissy. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. I couldn't have planned that if I tried, okay? Ho'oponopono. This simple prayer is a beautiful way to begin the process of forgiveness. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. Look it up. Ho'oponopono prayer. You can do it either, on Google, or you can YouTube it. You can play it as a video. I mean, people talk about it. It's everywhere. It's based on the idea that we are all responsible for the reality we see in the world. Mirrors, triggers, egos. Previous videos, okay? If something is awry, whether it's your perception, your emotional reactions, your judgment, and so forth, it's up to you to clean it up. Because your environment creates your environment. Previous videos of the same name, okay? Forgiveness is key to a liberated and meaningful life, no matter what method you choose, just do it. Okay. We'll start with a tall tale on the next video. Get this one uploaded and get in the river and float through this day. Hang tight. Enjoy your Saturday. Be kind. It's an open book test, but test, test, test. It is a test, okay? Thanks for hanging out with me. Y'all are gangsta. I'll make me all. I love you guys. I love you. I do. I love you. I love you with all my heart. And I love me too. And we're kicking butt. We don't have to take names because the universe is doing it for us. We just gotta Press in. Keep going forward. The finish line in this part of the relay race is right in front of us, okay? And then we'll hand the baton off to our next self, the one that needs to start the next race, the next leg. Okay, so I'm signing off for now. See you on the flip side, okay? Peace.